We do live in quite a comfortable world, and welcome to my channel. My name is James. Today is the 27th of October, Wednesday 2021, and I hope you're all doing absolutely fabulous. Now, lots to cover in this show, not going to dilly-dally, and we're going to hop into it straight away. So first of all today, we're going to have a look at the Three Gorges, and the levels look like this. Here's the normal graph, but let's go into the actual diagram, or have I got that the wrong way round? And it seems to be slowly increasing and ever getting very close to that maximum so-called level of 175 at the dam. At Kutang, it seems to got very high to 175.4, but earlier today dropped down to lower than yesterday and just above 175.25.26, something like that. The webcam is back and operational for, well, a couple of hours, I presume, and looks like this. And the weather. I forgot to press that button, didn't I? Let's do it again. And the weather looks like this. The mitten is by the Three Gorges, very approximate, give or take 100 or 200 kilometers. And it's the same as yesterday, all pretty dry and just a little sprinkling of rain here and there. But it is obviously getting a little bit cooler, a little bit colder, and as the colder months set in, the pollution will start to rise once again. Okay, something very special is happening at 1 p.m. California time on the 29th, and to give you a clue, here's a little bit of a break with a little bit of an advert on that big show. This is Team Seas, and this is what the oceans should look like. Beautiful, peaceful, calm, blue, a place to visit. I do have one more piece of information related to the dam and also Xi as well. It reads like this. Xi Jinping dialed in for a video chat to the United Nations meeting of the parties to the Convention of Biological Diversity held in Kunming today, but he didn't phone in. Okay. He formally announced China's first batch of national parks with a protected land area nearly of 89,000 square miles, launched a 232 billion biodiversity protection fund for developing countries, and said that the first phase of something renewable energy project have been launched, with solar wind farms being constructed in the desert to produce 100 gigawatts of power, more than entire wind capacity installed in India, and 4 times as much power as the Three Gorges Dam. There we go. Questions about this guy. Why didn't he phone in, but why did he talk about it? A little bit confused with that. With all the energy crisis, what's happening with that? No mention. 232 million American dollars in biodiversity projects, and in third world countries or developing. So are you saying, Ping, that your country is not developing? So will you stop stealing money then from other countries, so claiming that you're a developing country? Because you're giving money away. Yeah, that means you must be developed, if that sort of makes sense. Yes, now let's go to some interesting things here. far away from anything related to China. Yes, it's the poll. So about 3 or 4 days ago, just purely out of interest, the international poll, who has been the best president in the 21st century? Trump won outright here at 94%. No one did Biden, 1% for Bush and 4% of Obama. This for me is nothing to do with politics. It's just sort of like a pure interest. And again, I know that most of my audience does come from the United States of America, but it was open to everyone. Over 1,000 people voted in that one, so thank you for your time. So yesterday, I thought I'd do a different poll. And who has been the worst president in the 21st century? So Bush was at 5%, Trump was at 5%, Obama was at 17%. And I sort of agree with this one. Biden, Sleepy Joe, is at 74%. These will stay up for another couple of days, and it's just a pure matter of interest what people think of the leader of the free world, the president of the United States of America. I was thinking whether to do another one, who has been the best general secretary in China, but I don't know all the, you could say, leaders, but that's for another day. Into the news headlines, Wang Xi meets Afghan Taliban leader in Doha. So this is the second meeting. Chinese State Councillor, Foreign Minister Wang, whatever his name up, wrapped up the first high-level engagement with a delegation of etc. So there's the headline. Now, always skeptical about this country. If you think about it, Russia came in during the Cold War and the Taliban kicked them out. More recently, whatever the reason, I don't know, don't go into the politics. Please don't leave any comments in the comments form. America left Afghanistan. Now China has stepped in. They're a very crafty country like Vietnam, and they're not afraid of the big boys, so to speak. And with that, what do they want from China? Well, obviously, China has a bucket load of money, and it's for the Belt and Road Initiative, etc. But what does the Afghan people, not Afghan people, what do the Afghan government want? Well, and then I would say, but this is years in the making, years forward thinking. But let's just see what happens with that situation. Interesting politics there. The coronavirus has reared its ugly head again in China. China-Mongolian border sacked party chief for dereliction of duty. I mean, it's COVID-19. And also in the headline, China-Mongolian border under lockdown amid COVID-19 spike. Now, yesterday, I think I mentioned there are 11 provinces who are doing, once again, the rapid testing of COVID-19. And stories are saying, oh, it came from overseas, and then they say it's local. Again, confusing. Transparency, numbers are always played down when they don't want big numbers. Numbers are played up when they do want big numbers. These are news headlines from the Global Times and Chinese state media. Truth on US sub-collision in South China Sea demanded in GT's petition, well, our Global Times petition. So the newspaper has written to his viewers, subscribers, etc. online, and the newspapers. They're saying, we're demanding. That's really going to help, isn't it? But let's have a little read. More than 3 weeks have passed since the USS Connecticut, a Seawolf-class nuclear-powered submarine of the US Navy collided with an unknown object in the South China Sea. The US military has not released basic information on the accident that is a concern to China and many other countries in the region. To find the truth, the Global Times launched on Tuesday an online petition demanding the US military to reveal information on the collision. Well, these are sort of like secret files, and this is to do with the military. What we know about the government is sort of like just the surface, what happens underneath to hopefully keep our lives safe at home remains a secret, and that's how it should. If it is a secret, and it won't be sort of revealed with that. So I agree with the United States military on this one. Okay, Beijing 2022. The headline is 100 days to go, a date with snow and ice in Beijing. Many people are sort of saying, please boycott the Beijing Olympic Games. China is very proud that in the space of 12, 13, maybe 14 years, they've hosted 2 Olympic Games, the 2008 in Beijing, and again, the Winter Olympics next year in 2022. Should countries boycott it, or should they go because the Olympics should really be nothing to do with politics? But it always gets closer and closer that it combines with each other. And these articles are a little bit confusing as well. Energy crisis in China hits, power surges spread. Now, let's read this first of all, then I'm going to read you the other headline. A countrywide power supply shortage in China is forcing factories in its energy supply chain to close temporarily or scale back operations drastically, and some of them are pinning the blame on government directives for provinces to curb their energy consumption and carbon emissions. So it's going to be a cleaner country. Meanwhile, this is happening. China ramps up coal output as power shortage hits the economy. 16 of China's 34 provinces and regions have announced power cuts and informed factories to operate on power rationing systems, which means some of them will be forced to scale back operations from 7 days a week to about 2 or 3. So, what is going on? Well, we know about the Australian coal. So some of the porcupines and lies from the government of China actually saying, well, we're doing this so we can cut emissions. And then they're saying, we're doing this because we don't have any coal. Confusing times. I think this is a little bit short and sweet for today because I don't have any more information to share with you about China. I do a video a little bit 12 hours ahead in, let's say, tomorrow or later today for some people. Sorry, my phone is going beep. And I will wish you, wherever you are, a happy day. And again, if you can, if you're allowed to, do look at the world in the view of the countryside, of Mother Nature. And it is stunningly beautiful. And if there is anything to do that you can do to help the environment, then let's make a world a better place together. Don't forget that very special show on the 30th of August, California time at 1 p.m. My name is James. Wherever you are, thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.